What up, it's your boy Dick Incredible, and this is my discussion slash review for 911 Season 8 series. And honestly, man, I'm sorry it took me so long, but oh my gosh, it was good. Let's talk about it.
Headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best.
Okay, so took me a while to get there, finally got there, but I wanted to go fresh into Season 9 when I review that episode by episode, jump back into that whole thing. But because of time and everything, it got away from me, so I couldn't do Season 8 episode by episode. I could, but it'd take way longer, so I just decided to watch every episode, which was yesterday, and man, it took me all the way to like 3 a.m. this morning to finish every episode, but oh my gosh, it was so good, man. Like, starting right off rip, the first 3 episodes dealing with the bees. Phenomenal. We know 911 has that whole shtick where the first couple episodes is done with the big catastrophe. At this time, it was a bee NATO and swarms of bees. And overall, it was nice. It was fun with the bees and seeing all that stuff, how it went down and everything like that. But I enjoyed the whole aspect with Athena and the prisoner on the plane with the bees and just the plane in general. That particular aspect was so much cooler than the actual bee stuff. The bee stuff was cool, now don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but I just felt like that particular part, and then like the little slight conspiracy behind it with the crooked ASUA or whatever he was, the attorney general guy, whatever he was, the crooked one, you know what I'm saying? That whole side story, then Athena having to pilot the plane with the little kid, all of that was a little bit more interesting than the actual B stuff, dealing with the 118 and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love the 118, but that was fun. But like that stuff with Athena kind of elevated it to another level. And at this point, man, Athena has been like in everything, and it just like crashed and just total. I don't know if I want to go anywhere anymore, just between me and you. But it was a lot of different stuff that took place this season, man, for Season 8. And honestly, I enjoyed it wholeheartedly because some of the stuff that I loved, and some of it I liked it and loved it, but it kind of upset me at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So let's just talk about all that, then we'll just hopefully kind of break it down episode by episode and go back through all of the stuff and everything like that. Yeah, okay. So one thing this season that I didn't like was what they were doing with Buck. Now, we had finally got to the use of the idea of him and Tommy, which in my opinion, it still feel like it came out of left field. But I got used to the idea. It started to seem like it was going somewhere. But then we have Buck in this whole weird dynamic because, the chick hit on him at the restaurant or whatnot. So Buck, they don't really know what to do with Buck's character this season. I'm hoping they fix that by Season 9, but they really don't know what to do with Buck's character, man. And then they have Tommy feeling this weird jealousy with Buck and Eddie, and because they share such a close dynamic, and they're just friends. Now, I know the world kind of wanted, Buck and Eddie to happen, but, Eddie's straight. So them being as close as they are, I could see it from Tommy's perspective, but jealousy's never cute, you know what I'm saying? But then we have the whole situation of the idea of Tommy's ex-fiance was Abby. Abby was with Buck. Abby messed Buck up, and did like this whole weird dynamic. That's weird, right? That like Tommy deep down said he was gay, but he still went through it and proposed and had Abby be his fiance. And then Buck went with her, and then all of a sudden, Buck, I gotta be true to myself. I get it, I understand it, but at the same time, seriously? I mean, you got, they both dated the same woman, and jokingly, Maddie was like, what is it with this woman turning me and gay? But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Tommy messed her up, and then so she probably wasn't fixed, and it ended up her being in a relationship with Buck messed Buck up. But my thing is, they don't find that weird. Now, granted, they broke up this season. off and on, off and on. And I think it's for the best. But at the same time, they just really don't know what to do with Buck's character, and it's upsetting me. Then we have the whole dynamic with Eddie leaving, and I don't, for the life of me, I hated it. Okay, I get the stuff that was going on with Christopher, but then we get there and we see Eddie, he's struggling, but he's doing all this because he wants to be close to Christopher, and then Eddie's parents are forcing Christopher to play chess and do all this other stuff that he really doesn't want to do. I was happy when it took a turn at the very end, and Chimney kind of forced Eddie to, hey, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I like that because I want Eddie back at the 118. Now, the whole dynamic of it, I understood it where Eddie was coming from. He had to be there for Christopher, but Texas isn't home, man. That's where he's from, and that's where his parents are, but, Texas isn't home. So I'm happy that he's going to be back at the 118. It's just throughout this season, having Eddie there, then him leaving, because they still... a lot of stuff, man, they're doing a lot of stuff great, but a lot of stuff they feel like they don't really know what to do with these characters. And we've been here for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, figure some of it out. I mean, I get having stuff going on with your life and everything and then trying to change and do this and that and the other. But between Buck and Eddie, they really kind of in a flux with these two characters. But I'm cool with it. Hey, things working out. Now, there's a lot of other stuff going on. Hen and Karen finally got their daughter with Mara, and I feel like that was a wonderful dynamic, man. I love that. We had to go around the bush a couple times, and they finally defeated the councilwoman, but overall, it was such a nice story with that aspect as well. Now, let's talk about two of the particular saddest parts of this season, and that is Maddie and Chimney first, okay? Big ups to them with another baby. Congrats on that. And they named him Bobby Nash Hun, which was absolutely wonderful. And I loved it. My heart melted. But can we just talk about, we might need to put Chimney and Maddie in a bubble. And just protect them, because for the love of me, I don't understand. They just attract the most dangerous people and dangerous situations into their life. I mean, Maddie's a 911 operator, and how you get caught up with a serial killer. And I mean, a serial killer that's a detective. Okay, so I mean, I get how she's been getting away with it, but at the same time, and then like the whole sequence where she kind of slashed Maddie's throat, I thought it was like a sequence. I thought it was like a dream or hallucination, and it was real, and I was super shocked. And it like, okay, 911, you kind of took me out of it for a minute, man. I mean, it was different. I mean, but we know Maddie's a fighter, so like even with her throat slit, man, she came up there and clocked her across the back of the head, and Athena came in with the pew pew and put her down. Okay, rightfully so. But like, yeah, her and Chim, they need to be in the bubble and protected, man. Now, talking about Chim's particular situation, that's also going to lead into the Bobby predicament. We get introduced to Bobby's mother and his brother this time around, and Bobby, he's kind of reconciling with her a little bit after he finds out she has cancer. But then we get to this weird predicament with the episode 14 and 15 about the chemical lab and everything like that, man. And we see that Bobby realized that he's been exposed, but he wanted to take care of Chimney because Chimney has a new kid on the way. And no discredit to Bobby, but we know he loved Athena and the kids and everybody at the 118, but he knew Chim had a wife, a young daughter, and a little son on the way as well. So he made that sacrifice for Chimney. But I want to say vaguely, I remember reading something in an article or something like that where it was mainly, I don't know if Peter Krause wanted to stick around or he wanted to leave. I don't know. I want to say vaguely it was maybe like some back and forth with the studio. I don't know, but they took him off. I'm not entirely sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, the way the send-off, I guess it was fine. I mean, because we know Bobby had that kind of similar situation a couple seasons ago. So I guess that was cool the way that they done it. Hey, he fought for the team, and it was like, hey, I'm okay with it. We kind of see him praying right there at the end and then just finally collapsing. But I wasn't super sad the way Bobby went out because he went out like a champ. But I was sad the way that it affected everybody else. You see Buck breaking down in the hallway. You see Chimney feeling like some kind of guilt because Bobby chose him over himself. And we see Athena breaking down. So, like, I felt sorry for everybody else. And then we see the moment where Eddie tells Buck, you know, hey, I wasn't here when I got the call, man. I was home alone, well, with my son. And I just freaking broke down. And I had to keep my composure. And then I had to wake up the next morning and tell my son. You know what I'm saying? But I was all alone when I had to do it. So, like, for everybody else is what I felt for. Man, even Ravi, man, like, big ups to Ravi. We didn't really see him a lot this season until Eddie left. But Ravi came back and, you know, he was already debating about quitting. But then we see Ravi just feeling this type of way because he wanted to search for Moira because he left the kid in the car. So he felt like he needed to make up for it. And I feel like because of that, they lingered there just a little bit longer, and then boom, the explosion took place. I don't blame Ravi, but it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, we see Athena just kind of just going through the motions, just breaking down, man. Her and Chimney kind of having this whole flux, and they kind of reconciled at the final episode, rightfully so. I really enjoyed that, man, because we don't need the family breaking apart, you know. There was a bunch of other stuff that took place throughout the season, man. You know, Diddy's accident with the car, the cart guy. Big ups to him. I really enjoyed the cart guy, man. I really liked his character. I pretty much that's it, man. The hot shot stuff with the Brad actor, I liked his stuff as well. And even big ups to Gerard, man, because in the back half of this season, we saw a very different Gerard. And then right there where he was the captain, right there at the end, big ups to Gerard, man. I really like the character change for him, and he respected Bobby so heavily. That's pretty much it. I could do like a full in-depth stuff, but you know, that'll take up more time. I just wanted to recap everything and tell you what I liked and what I enjoyed about it, how I felt about certain things, and I'm super excited to dive into season 9, episode 1, because I know it's gonna go off. This is what is incredible. Don't forget to smash like button until you can't smash any more. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe. Peace out.
Cause I've been working a lot, I think I deserve a shot, I think I deserve a spot. Cause it's been years on this path that I walked, and if I keep going, I pray I'll be at the top.